What's up then fellas? How you doing? If you're a Chelsea fan, I know you're buzzing, but welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host Nate. Let's talk football. Let's get into it. Ooh la la. Is it kicking off or what? Is it happening or what? Listen, Chelsea, yeah? They always come up with something. They always got something up their sleeves, yeah? Their sleeve, yeah? But man, oh man, right? Let's get into it. Fermin Lopez, I think waking up this morning to this news, it's shocking to everybody. Nobody expected this. Now, there was a rumor a couple months ago about this happening, but I don't think it was possible, right? Fermin Lopez to Chelsea. Apparently, Chelsea has interest in the player. Conversation has begun with the player camp and Chelsea, and there are other rumors or news that Chelsea has submitted a bid worth 50 million for the player, and Barcelona are considering. Here's the thing, Barca. We all know you broke. Everybody and their mother know you broke. You ain't got no money right now. So don't even act like you got money. We gave you 50 million for Fermin Lopez. Take it, right? I know you have some ridiculous amount of money for his release clause, 500 million. What's wrong with you? But 50 million Chelsea bid. Now, listen, I love the player, right? I would want him at Chelsea. But again, we look at it and we go, Fermin Lopez to Chelsea sounds good. But we also link with Xavi Simons, who could possibly also play in the same position as him. So we have these two players, and you have Cole Palmer that is already there. And we all know we all want to see Cole Palmer on the pitch. But what does that mean for the Xavi Simons deal if Chelsea get Fermin Lopez, right? Now, he also a versatile player. He can play on the wing, he can play as an 8, and he can play as a 10. And we can also, Xavi Simons also the same. Can play as on the wing, can play as a 10, can play as an 8, right? And both of them can also play as a false nine if they need be. So now what's going on here with this deal? What does that mean with Xavi Simons? Is there a problem with Xavi Simons' deal? Is there something going on that we don't know, that Chelsea is now looking for alternative in Fermin Lopez? I think it could be, but I don't necessarily think so. And my reason is this, right? We heard the news from at the beginning of the summer window that Chelsea is looking to have at least 9 attacking players this coming season. Now, if you look at the list of attacking players that Chelsea already have right now, we have 6. So we have Cole Palmer, Estevao, Neto, João Pedro, Dilap, Gittins. 6, right? Now, I'm not counting George because we'll count to George in a little bit. And I'm not counting Nkunku and Jackson. So that's 3. So if you add those 3 to what we have right now, that's 9. But we know those 3 people are leaving. And then we are also linked with 3 attacking players in Simons, Garnacho, and now Lopez. So that gets us back to 9. So I think Chelsea is going to find home for these 3 players and then bring in those 3 players in. So now if the deal for Fermin Lopez get in, then that will happen. But again, it's good to have that option, that multiple option of players, that can play different positions. But sometimes it also leads to a problem because now you have all these players that with this quality and they know what they can do, they want to see themselves on the pitch. But Fermin Lopez to Chelsea, I will want that. Having Fermin Lopez, having Xavi Simons. So when injuries come, we're not necessarily worried. Like right now, Cole Palmer is not looking good, right? We're hearing news that he's not in training, he's not there. But if you have this player, Fermin Lopez can play as a 10. Xavi Simons can play as a 10. So now we have so many options and so many places we can turn to, right? So that's one reason I would want this deal to happen. But I don't think it's an alternative for the Simons deal. I think the Simons deal is still going to happen, depending if we get these people out. So now George is leaving. Nkunku is going to leave. Jackson will come to in a little bit. So I think it's going to happen. If this deal go through and Barcelona accept the bid, I'm okay with it. I'm absolutely okay with it. You have a player that can play in 3 different positions. Simons can also play in 3 different positions. You have Garnacho that can also play there. So we have alternative. We have depth in the squad as compared to last season, right? I think we will be good. But I'm buzzing. I'm not going to lie. I'm buzzing for this one. But let's move. Tyrik, I mentioned him earlier, that he's going to leave. And now it looks like Roma is heavily involved. And Roma is looking to take the player. Now there's discussion going on between the player camp and with club. So Roma is in discussion with Tyrik camp and in discussion with Chelsea as well. So now Roma obviously will want a loan move, but Chelsea is looking for something permanent with a heavy sell on clause that we see, similar situation with Kane Chukwuemeka, and then we also saw with Renato Vega, that is at Villarreal, that he made his debut. Kane Chukwuemeka was also unveiled today, but Tyrik jogs to Roma. That could be happening. That looks like it can be happening. And let's see how that turns out. But like I said, I'd rather a loan move, but if he's going to go on permanent, I understand why Chelsea is looking to sell him on permanent because, look, again, we're trying to bring people like Lopez in, and we can't have George on the wage structure now. I think it would be a waste of his time and the waste of the club time as well. So hopefully he can find somewhere. I know Roma is involved because they cannot get the deal done with Sancho, but hopefully that deal can get done, and good luck to George out there. And I know he's gonna kill it. Listen, he's a proper Chelsea. We have that. We're gonna do it. But then Nico Jackson, that is Roman. I told you yesterday that he agreed personal term with Bayern. So which is good news, right? Because since we're looking to get him out, but then I also mentioned that Chelsea won a permanent deal, Bayern won a loan move. But now the discussion is still going on, right? There's also news that Chelsea won a 25 million loan price, and then with an obligation to buy for 60 million. So if Bayern wants a loan move, Chelsea is willing to accept the loan move on the condition that they pay 25 million now for the loan, and then at the end of the season they bring in 60 million, which is the obligation to buy price. So if Bayern accept that, then Chelsea is okay with it. But obviously the discussion is still going on, and I think Jackson's going to go on loan. I told you Chelsea was keeping one of their loan spots for either one of those players. So it looks like that's going to happen. And then with Garnacho, Chelsea is still in talk with Man United for Garnacho. Man United won 50 million. And the reason is that Garnacho's stats is better than people like Madueke and Elanga that is at Newcastle right now. So they claim that Garnacho stats is better than them, or those people's stats are inferior to Garnacho, so they will look into get at least around the same amount of money that those people were sold for to other clubs. And Chelsea is willing to pay around 35 million, but now the conversation still goes on. Chelsea are confident. The camp of Garnacho is also confident that he's going to be playing for Chelsea. So let's see how that goes, right? But I know, listen, if Chelsea's confident, I'm confident, and I know they're going to get it done. That's where we are with Garnacho, and I think Fabrizio said we might get a year we go this week. So I'm looking forward to hearing that from Fabrizio and other journalists as well, like David Austin, Ben Jacobs, all demand them. But that's pretty much it with Chelsea in terms of transfer news. Like I mentioned, Kane Chukwuemeka was unveiled at Dortmund today. He's wearing the number 17 like he did last season. So let's see what he gets to do at Dortmund, right? They got what they wanted. We got what we wanted. Happy days. Where we move elsewhere. Hicanpie is not interested in going to Arsenal, right? He gave Arsenal the green light. Arsenal is having discussion with the player camp and with Leverkusen as well. So now Arsenal is trying to do what Spurs originally proposed to Leverkusen, as in, okay, we will take the players on loan now, and then next season we will pay the release clause, right? So Arsenal is trying to do the same, and the reason for that, for economical reasons, so they don't offset their, the whole PFF rule thing going on. So they don't offset that, so they are still within, the rules. They are still conforming to the rules, the PFF rule and all of that. So due to financial reason, they want the loan move, and then maybe next season they can also pay the release clause or negotiate what they can pay for the player. And like I said, Spurs also made the same proposal, but let's see. But the player said yes to Arsenal. He's looking to go to Arsenal. And I also told you yesterday what I think he will make sense at Arsenal, right? Like playing in that left position, offering that cover. If the inverted fullback get caught in the midfield, then he can offer that cover if the need be. And then Saliba is going to be leaving to Real Madrid in the future. We all know that will happen at some point. So him being there also bring that cover that if Saliba leaves, it's not like Arsenal just Arsenal entire defense turns into shambles because he's gone. But now you also have a competent player that can also cover for Saliba if he gets to leave for Madrid. That's it with Arsenal and Hicanpie. And we also know Arsenal is making other moves in terms of fullback. They link with the Girona fullback. Right back, they're looking to see if they can get that. Arsenal is moving mad in this transfer window, but let's see what happens with that, if that's going to happen. If not, we will see. But Donnarumma to City is happening. The personal term with Donnarumma has been agreed. Now the conversation is just club to club conversation that is going on, right? City is looking to agree a deal, like I said yesterday, between 30 and 35 million. But now all of this is also dependent on if Edison leave. The same way with the Xavi Simba deal in Chelsea, all is dependent if Nkunku gets to leave. It's the same thing that is happening. If Edison gets to leave to Galatasaray because he's linked with them, then Donnarumma can come in and be their number one goalkeeper like they're looking to have. So, and I think, like I said, it's good move for him. It's good move for the league. So happy days, everybody. Happy. And then we have Rasmus Hojland. He's off. He might be off, going to Napoli on a loan deal with an obligation to buy. But the obligation has to do with if, like, certain, if certain things are met. If they make Champions League, if they win the league, if he scores certain amount of goals, if he plays certain amount of minutes, all of that, if those things are met, then they have to buy the player. So they're looking at that, and it looks like it might happen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about everything we discussed. From Lopez to Chelsea, yeah? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think that will happen? And what do you think about it? Do you think there's something that Chelsea should indulge or no? Considering the attacking players we already had, do you think we need another body of attacker in that position that we already have? Like I said, the man is similar to other players that we have. He's even similar to Enzo Fernandez in terms of making that late run into the box. This thing, Xavi, when Xavi was coaching Barcelona, Xavi loved him for that. And that's something he can also bring to the attack. So do you think having him is good? We don't really need that right now. And then you get Nico Jackson to Bayern. What's your take on that? Do you think it's going to happen? Let me know your thoughts about that. Tyrik George leaving on a permanent. Are you okay with that? And then we have Donnarumma to City. Do you think that makes City even more better or not really? And then Rasmus Hojland, I think it's a good move for him to the Serie A. Is a way for him to kind of find himself again. He's going to Napoli. Now he's going to have cool players around him. You have Kevin De Bruyne is there. You have McTominay that I think he play with. So you have a couple good lads that will be around him for him to be able to find himself. Now, if you play with Kevin De Bruyne and you can't score, then that's a problem with you. But let's see what happened with that. So let me know your thoughts down below about everything we discussed. I need it. I need it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Much appreciated. See you later. Stay tuned, right? Don't go anywhere. I might have another video coming your way today. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thanks.